Okay, I think we are live streaming on Facebook now, as well as recording this that'll be uploaded on YouTube later. Thank you for joining me here. Look forward to sharing a few of today's topics. Number one being the state of the market. We're going to talk about that at length. And while I did call it a seller workshop, this is for sellers and buyers. And it is also here really to inspire you to have the right information to make a great decision for yourself. And that's the main objective of this entire thing. So if you don't get the answers you're looking for, reach out to us. Let me know, make a comment on the live stream, make a comment if you're live here in the Zoom webinar, and let me know what you need, because we're going to get you the information that you need for sure. Because our mission is to inspire you to have a better life through real estate. And the only way to do that is to give you great factual information so you can make the best decision for you and your family. All right, let's get after it. The state of the real estate market. So this was said by the chief economist of Fannie Mae. On a quarterly basis, home prices rose a seasonally adjusted 1% in Q1 2023. That couldn't be more true than in our local area of Greater Phoenix. This comment was made for across the nation, but you are here to learn about the Greater Phoenix area, which I consider Maricopa County. So if your home is outside of Maricopa County, while these broad strokes may apply to you, it is very specifically information for inside of Maricopa County as a whole. This again is through Case-Shiller and FHFA, simply talking about month-over-month percentage change in home values. So they were up, they went down a little bit at the end of last year, and now you can see they're coming up again. This is probably said the best by Andy Walden. Just 5 months ago, prices were declining on a seasonally adjusted month-over-month basis in 92% of all major U.S. markets. But if you fast forward to March, the situation has done literally a 180, with prices now rising in 92% of the markets from February. This could not be more true than in our specific area, the Greater Phoenix area, Maricopa County. Let me show you some amazing information from the folks at Cromford. Thank you, Mike or Tina Tambor. You guys are amazing over there. And I want to make sure credit is given where credit is due. And that is to the folks at Cromford. I want you to see this from the peak. So this is a 12-month change from May of 2022 to now May of 2023. There was a decline in the median sales price by $52,000. Okay, but remember that last slide we just talked about. In the last 5 months, it literally has done a 180. So this is from the peak, 12 months, May 2022 versus May 2023. Now let's look at the 5-month change. So December 2022 versus May of 2023, just a 5 months difference, that median sales price has increased by $13,000. So we haven't made it quite back up to the peak that it was mid-year last year, but we certainly are making ground and coming back. So this goes out to all you conspiracy theorists who think this market is going to crash. It's not. There is no data to support those kind of fear tactics or clickbait that you might be putting out there. Yeah. Let's look at a couple other things. So if you look at sales price over asking price, from the peak to today, it has decreased by 36%. However, over the past 5 months, it has increased 7%. So can you see the trend here? Everything is moving in more to a stronger seller's market. Okay. This is what I love to see, is when you get these big, huge, what's a good word to call it? Companies, I guess, or we'll just say big, massive states that go ahead and say and make comments on forecasting the future, right? None of us have a crystal ball, but these guys, they take pride. People are looking at them. People are looking at Fannie Mae to make a forecast of what is to come. Well, just in March, they said that the percentage change in home values would decrease 4.2% in 2023. Well, they are reevaluating that, and 1 month later, they have decreased those numbers. Now, I feel like we've already seen it, and now we're going to see our way back up to being only a 1.2%. So that's my belief. But what I want you guys to know is you are going to see those forecasts from them changing, right? Case-Shiller, Fannie Mae, Freddie Mac, you'll see NAR, all those forecasts will change and be far less because the market has taken that turn. So one way to really see that is inventory of homes that are for sale. Now, this is from the National Association of Realtors, and they show that we haven't really left a seller's market for a really long time. While I said, I think this is a pretty general graph, I don't know that I really love it. And so in order to give you guys more specific, much better, more factual information for what's happening in our area, the greater Phoenix area, I want to introduce you, and some of you already know about them, I already referenced them earlier, is the folks over at Cromford. And what we're going to look at next is the Cromford Index, and that is a set of market indicators. You can read it right here, market indicators that we use to measure the balance of supply and demand. That is how prices are driven, right? Basically supply and demand. And what the Cromford Market Index, it's a single value that takes in those market indicators to indicate the balance of our real estate market here in the greater Phoenix area. The thing that you have to see, and I want you to pay attention to, is that value of 100. That indicates that it is a balanced market. If it were right at 100, it would be balanced. So if it is above 100, we are in a seller's market. If the Cromford Market Index is below 100, then we are favorable towards buyers. And I don't know, is it really favorable towards buyers when you're in a buyer's market? Buyers usually they freeze up, because if they buy in a buyer's market, there's a possibility of their home being worth less the next month. So really, buyers and sellers like a seller's market, because when buyers buy in a seller's market, they know their home's going to be worth more the month after they buy it. And people love equity. But I digress. So let's get back to the Cromford market, and I'm going to show you this. This helps you see crystal clear what's happening. So this green line that you are seeing, and I'm going to get confirmation that you all are seeing the proper screen. So admin, Alan, can you confirm that we are seeing the Cromford Market Index screen right now on the video? Okay, I got a thumbs up on that. So awesome. So you guys are seeing the right screen. This is 2022. So this started January of 2022. You can see the Cromford Market Index is way above 100, just soaring in a seller's market. And then what happened? The feds hit the button, right? They hit that interest rate button to increase interest rates over and over and over and over. They hit it way too many times, causing a massive decrease, right? No longer a seller's market, coming out of a seller's market quite rapidly, because they didn't wait 6 months to see what one interest rate increase would do. They just kept doing it. So it has significantly come down to where we are far more a balanced market towards the mid-year last year. Now you'll see right here in about October is where we came below and more into a buyer's market. And that happened for those next couple of months, October, November, December. And then the minute we hit 2023, we were already at a balanced market, and we have been consistently moving up ever since. So really important for you guys to see that supply and demand. What's happening is there is less supply and the demand increases. And that's how this little dots, these dots that are measured week after week, start rising up. This is an indicator of it going up. I don't see how it can come down. Why do I say that? Because if you look at this next slide here, these are the listings. These are new listings on the market. They are low. They are significantly low. Homes, it includes all of it. And they're about 8,000. Now, back when look at here, leading into that crash that everybody talks about in 2008, we had double the inventory then, right? We just don't have the supply right now for any sort of a crash to happen. I did put this note because I wanted you to see 6,500 of those active homes on the market currently are single family homes. Now, moving in, there is also the thought and the idea that maybe we have an influx of foreclosures, right? An influx of foreclosures that are going to come on that are going to increase the supply, and therefore there's going to be our market crash. So we get this that came out just last month in April. The U.S. foreclosure activity continues to climb in Q1 of 2023. I see I stopped earlier for a bit. I'm not sure what that means, Alan, if that means I should stop or if I should just keep going. So I'm going to keep going. Sorry for that, folks. So Adam says the U.S. foreclosure activity continues to climb in Q1 of 2023. Now, that actually is factually correct, okay? It is climbing in Q1 of 2023 across the nation, okay? But the scary part about that is what that ends up creating are headlines like this. More Americans are losing their homes as foreclosures on U.S. properties rise. Foreclosures are on the rise, particularly in Illinois, Delaware, and New Jersey. This creates some fear, right? I say this is just clickbait. These folks just want you to click on their article so that you go to their article and you see their ads. This stuff is garbage. And let me show you why I believe that. Right here, this is the Q1 2023 foreclosures in our greater Phoenix area. You can see, oh gosh, we had maybe 925 or so at the beginning, and it has increased to 1,025. So maybe 100 more came on in our area. I'm going to go further. I want you to see this because this will really shake you up and help you know that we're nowhere near a crash, nowhere near prices falling like they did in 2008, 9, and 10. I want you to see this. This is some incredible info. So regarding the influx of foreclosures, right? What is happening and what could happen? I'm going to remove these. So this is the graph I just showed you, the 2023 graph, okay? Now, if I go back and I show you, let's say 2009, look at the number of foreclosures we had locally in 2009, 31,299 in January of 2009 versus the 939 we have in 2023. There is no comparison. There is no way it is going to be this massive influx of 30,000 foreclosures that are coming back. And you know why I know that is because most of the homes listed right now are people that have owned their homes. I think it's 86% are people that have owned their homes longer than 2 years. They have massive amounts of equity in their home, right? Unless you bought your home a year ago, you have quite a bit of equity in your home. So you can sell it and still make money. You don't need to foreclose. So hopefully that hits home for all of you and helps you have the knowledge to really poo-poo the idea that this market is going to crash, because there are simply no indicators that that's going to happen And what we are going to see already has happened. So let's moving on. This is kind of an interesting thing too. You see realtor.com, they kind of jumped on the foreclosure bandwagon by saying foreclosures jump. Is another wave about to flood the housing market? Okay, that's them there. But then they turn around and the executive news editor from realtor.com says there's no reason to panic, at least not yet. Foreclosure filings began ticking up in late 2021 after the federal foreclosure moratorium ended. That moratorium was enacted in the early days of COVID-19 when millions of Americans lost their job to prevent a tsunami of homeowners losing their properties. The good thing about all of this is that actually worked, right? That's really good news. And the other side of this is please don't believe those headlines that create fear and instill fear. It's just not healthy. Yeah. All right, moving on. This is just a little snippet of, I just liked the slide actually on the money. I think that's kind of cool, but really it's a snippet of what happened from the Fed meeting. It's a summary that happened just a couple months ago in March 2023. And they said, given their assessment of the potential economic effects of the recent banking sector developments, the staff's projection at this time of the March meeting included a mild recession starting later this year with a recovery over the subsequent 2 years. The minute we hear the word recession, right, now that's going to create a bunch of article headlines, again, more clickbait. Let's talk about what that actually means. So first off, what is a recession? And this is how the National Bureau of Economic Research defines it. Okay, I'm just going to let you read it here. The thing that I'm here to say is not whether there's going to be a recession or not, but I want to talk about what happens to real estate typically inside of a recession, because we're going to hear that word and that word creates fear, right? So how would a recession affect the housing? How would the housing market be impacted by it? Let's take a look. During a traditional recession, this comes from Bankrate, the Fed will usually lower interest rates. This creates an incentive for people to spend money and stimulate the economy. It also typically leads to more affordable mortgage rates, which lead to more opportunity for home buyers. Let's take a look at that across the board. We've had 6 recessions since 1980. Let's look at these last 6 recessions. These are mortgage rates. Okay, so what they're saying, in fact, happened. Mortgage rates declined at each recession. Okay, so that doesn't scare me. I'd love to see mortgage rates come down again, even though I don't think a 7% interest rate is that high. But to have those come down, stimulate some more houses moving, fine by me. Now let's look at, does a recession cause falling prices? What you can see here is those same recession timeframes, right? Prices only fell twice. Once in 1991, and it was a minor number, less than 2%. And then we all know and talk about 2008 when prices just, the bottom fell out. And I think that what I've shown you is it's just not the same situation. It's not the same scenario. Nothing's happening the same way as it did back then as it is now, where supply and demand are concerned. Yeah. So if that is it at all confusing, please reach out to us. I want to make sure you understand it, because as we are talking to buyers in this market or wanting to buy a home, we are still hearing that they think the market is going to crash. It simply is not going to crash. There's no indicator of that happening. There would have to be a massive influx of properties come on the market to the tune of, like, I don't know, 20,000 properties. I mean, it's just not going to happen. And even if properties did come on the market, I don't think they're going to come on that fast. Yeah. And if a recession, if that really starts being the headline that we see, yeah, what that's going to happen is that's going to also get people to just kind of freeze up, not move. So that's not going to be an influx of properties. There's not an influx of foreclosures coming. I've shown you that. So hopefully that helps you understand that there is no crash coming. As a matter of fact, I would buy now. Yeah, buy now. Your home will be worth more next month. And if that interest rate does come down at the end of the year or the middle of next year, go ahead and refinance, right? Get that better interest rate. I do believe in marry the house, date the interest rate. I love that saying because yes, I don't have to be married to an interest rate from here to eternity, right? But I do want to be married to my home. I want to love my home. So I'm going to find the home and then I'll get the better interest rate if it comes my way. If interest rates go up, then I know I got a good interest rate because I bought now and I don't need to refinance, right? You are not stuck with that interest rate, especially if they go down. That's a good news. Okay, moving on to some couple other topics that we're going to discuss today. 5 things you need to know when choosing a realtor. Now I have a booklet that is 11 questions you should ask before hiring your realtor. I will send that out to anyone. Just send me an email, Cody@theriddlegroup.com. Send me an email, ask me for that booklet. If you are looking to sell, we want to make sure we get it in your hands so that you have the questions to ask when you set a listing appointment with any realtor, including us. Ask these 11 questions. It's super, super important. I'm going to cover 5 of them right now. Number 1, will you let me unconditionally out of this listing agreement if you are not doing your job? And the answer better be yes. We have an easy exit listing agreement. It is the actual language is written right here. Cancellation guarantee and release of listing. If you, the seller, are unhappy for any reason, notify the listing agent in writing via email. That's in writing. And give that listing agent an opportunity to fix that problem within 24 hours. Now, if we can't fix that problem to your satisfaction, we will unconditionally let you out of that listing. We are not here to hold you hostage or handcuff you to us. We are here to make you happy. We are here to make sure that you are 100% satisfied. Us helping you sell your one home does not feed our families for very long, right? But what it does do is it gives us an opportunity to make you really, really happy so that you shout on the rooftops, tell everyone you know how great we did. That craziness. I have been doing it for 24 years now, and we have a team of people here to serve. So that is one, yes, we will unconditionally let you out of your listing. Number 2, do you have a database of active buyers that we can actually show you? If so, how do you work to match them up to your home? That is a question you want to ask, because if your realtor does not have a database of people, right? We call them buyers in waiting, and we have a lot of them. If they don't have that, then they don't even have a marketing database to start with, right? They're starting with the masses. They're starting cold. They're starting right here, right? Maybe ground zero. We're already 10 steps ahead because we have those buyers and that buyer acquisition already occurring. Very big deal. Make sure they show you those people and how they matched them up to your property. Next, showing you actual results compared to other agents. Now, I've got 24 years of history of these numbers, right? So anybody can show you that they sold homes above asking price if they've been in the business for 2 years, because that's what it's been like over the past 2021, 2022, the end of 2020. So no. Let's see what you've done in all markets, right? What does it look like in all markets of your career, and how have you done over those recessions that you see? That's the kind of stuff you want to see, because experience will speak volumes in negotiations, right? Huge in preparation of your home, in marketing strategy, all of those things. Super, super important. Next, do you take professional photography and help me stage my home? As a matter of fact, we do. Very, very important, because photos go a long way, right? Buyers looking for homes predominantly look at the photos before reading the description. If they like the photos, they'll read the description. So those photos are critical. So before you can do the photos, you got to stage your house. We have a whole step on that and how we help you do that at our cost, not yours. And then lastly, can you provide testimonials? Now, remember, these are 5 things that I'm telling you. We have a booklet of 11 that we want to send to you if you're interested. So yes, we absolutely can share with you. Look at the social proof, look up the Riddle Group on Google, look us up. I think it's under Cody Riddle on Zillow. You'll see our whole team. You'll see our reviews and our past sales there. Big social proof there. Those are vetted testimonials. You can't just throw a testimonial up there. It is vetted. So very important stuff for you to look into. And I hope that helps you just a little bit when it comes time to find a realtor, because it is a very important investment that you are selling. And I highly suggest that you treat it that way. I understand you might have a friend or a family member that maybe they only have a few years of experience. Trust me, I can work something out with them and we can do it together, something. But I want you to make sure you have that experience behind you, because it can save you tens of thousands of dollars. Okay, moving on to the next topic, 5 mistakes to avoid. I really want you to avoid not having a marketing strategy. It should be crystal clear what's happening in your marketing and what's being done for you above and beyond just putting your listing into the multiple listing system. You should have a full-blown marketing strategy. Number 2, avoid overpricing your home. And the reason you avoid overpricing your home is because of the third reason. High days on market. Having a lot of days on market is not good for you. Nobody wants a home that nobody else wants. So when they start seeing a lot of days on market, they start seeing low offers, low ball offers. Low offers are one thing, but a low ball offer is really what you're not wanting. Avoid not doing open houses. Do open houses. When we show you the marketing that goes into each and every open house, it's a week's worth of marketing that leads up to that open house being done on that weekend. Super, super important. So doing an open house is critical, provided you have the right realtor. Yeah, an open house by one realtor is not equal to an open house being done by another one. Ask us the difference. It's really, really important. And then avoid not having a sign and a lockbox. Some people don't want it because they don't want their neighbors to know. I don't know how that equates to you wanting the most money for your house. You want everyone in the world to know about your property being on the market. So putting that sign out there is big. It makes a big impact. Now, I have sold homes where I did not put the sign out because the seller does not want a sign, and that is perfectly fine. I am there to honor the client's wishes, but not without me telling them that I think it's a mistake to not have a sign out there, and tell them the various stories of sign calls that we've received, because then I can sleep at night. It's okay if you don't want one, but I just want to know, I want you to understand the impact that it does make and what can happen with it versus without it. The lockbox is another thing. Some people don't feel secure with it on their home. Fully understand, but there are multiple levels of security inside of one lockbox that really there's just very little way for somebody to break into your house through lockbox. It would be like anybody breaking into a house. They'd be better off just breaking the window, because those lock boxes are so dang secure. But that is a conversation that we can have, face to face. But it is a few things that I really hope for you to avoid, because it's going to hurt your bottom line, according to my history and my experience. And moving on to the very last topic of today, and that is the first steps in preparing your home to sell. Of course, call us. It's the very first step in preparation. But beyond that, for sure, declutter. Get rid of all of the clutter. And I say clutter pretty loosely. You could call it garbage sometimes, but it really is less is more. Getting rid of just about everything. Very minimal things on the wall, minimal furniture. less is more in this case. Deferred maintenance, for sure. Take care of your deferred maintenance. We're heading into a market right now, multiple offers again. But when your house is set up really well, that's just going to get those more offers and more increased offers. So doing these things is still suggested, even in a market like this. If it gets any further, for sure, you don't even have to do a dang thing and you're going to get an offer on your house. But you will always get more if you declutter and do the deferred maintenance. Do you need a pre-selling inspection? That is a huge question. And in the 24 years of my business, a pre-listing inspection has never made it so we didn't lose a buyer, if that makes any sense. Point being is a pre-listing inspection just simply is not a must. So if people are selling those to you, I think that that is a mistake. I think it's money that doesn't need to be spent. So I would not get a pre-selling inspection. Preparation for photos. This is another giveaway that we have, a 75-point checklist to just get your home ready for photos. We are happy to send that to you if you would like a copy of that. Again, comment here on the live stream or send me a comment here in the webinar, or just reach out to Cody@theriddlegroup.com and let me know, and we will send that out to you for free. And then the last thing is a deep cleaning. And I really do mean deep cleaning, where you could literally eat off the floor. Cleanliness is such a small price to pay, and the return on investment on that is massive. So highly suggest a deep cleaning. And those are just your first steps to prep your home. The rest really is up to us. And we have that step-by-step process that we'll share with you should we be able to get the opportunity to sit down and meet with you. Thank you guys so much. I will be back next month with a state of the market again, because we want to keep you up to date, but that should not stop you from reaching out to us. Call us, send us an email, whatever we can do, because we want to be of service so that you make the right decision for you and your family. And if that means we come and we do the work and we show you what your home is worth and you end up not selling, that is perfectly fine by us. We want to make sure you just have the best information. Thanks, guys, and we'll look forward to seeing you third Wednesday of next month. Take care.